Well, I grew up in a sense as a CIA family brat, like an Army brat. So there's sort of an inside knowledge of the culture, of what to ask and what not to ask, and how to ask to get questions answered. And the first thing is you need to be up to speed. You don't call Bob Woodward up and say, tell me about Watergate, or you have to know something to get back. And it's all very kind of hush-hush and all of that, but I'd say it's a culture that I wanted to kind of reveal, not secrets, but the sacrifice and the kind of resilience and the discipline that these officers do. I mean, in a world now that it's all about American Idol and Dancing with the Stars and look at me, aren't I terrific? That's a world where it's like, I don't exist. My father worked very hard to become ordinary. He liked being the last guy that you remember from the reception last night.
One evening, we went to the theater, and I recognized a couple whom we had dined with the night before. And I started to go over and say, oh, buonasera, how are you? Wasn't that pleasant last evening? And my husband took me aside and said, shh, quiet, quiet, we don't know these people. We don't know these people. Well, we did know these people. There were times when, really, I didn't know what role we were playing.
Well, one of the things that's most heartening is I showed this film at an early stage, to several audiences. One was in Washington, D.C., but not the conoscenti, not the students at Georgetown. And then I showed it to a crowd in Tribeca. And then I showed it to a crowd at Dickinson College in Pennsylvania. The college audiences were the best. 22-year-old girls would come up and I never knew about that. I heard about this, but I read about Ziem, but I mean, it was like fascinating. I was like kind of heartened. I thought, whoa, I didn't have any idea that they'd even like a movie like this. But it answered questions. It kind of it gave a structure to like the last sort of 50 years of American foreign policy. And what have we been up to?
The CIA and its director was always caught between doing the wish of the president and the law. And when the president said, do this, do that, the law got set aside normally.
I love movies like, Tony Scott's Man on Fire. Incredible. Just the color, the movement. And I thought, yeah, the luxury of that. It's like Baroque. It's beautiful. And what do I got? A couple of old photographs. How am I going to make this work? But if you get to the integrity, if you try to distill things to their essences, then sometimes it works out.